All right, welcome to day number 18 of Acceleration. We've talked about body, we've talked about being, and now we're going to move to the third piece of Core 4 called balance. Now, I want to share a little bit of story with you. When I was going through the struggles that I was going through, and again, these were all self-imposed struggles, I had two major issues going on at home. Number one was the lack of connection with my wife, and number two was lack of connection with my kids. You see, I thought in my mind that if I got paid and showed that money to my wife, then I would get laid, right? Paid and laid. The only thing that a man thinks about when he doesn't know what else to think about. But the problem is that my wife didn't really care about that. What she wanted was two different things. She wanted safety and she wanted security. She wanted a man by her side that she could trust. She wanted a roof over her head that could take care of her, food on the table, be able to take care of the kids, right? That's what she wanted. But I wasn't providing that. You see, I was too busy working, not building a connection, and so I would show up at home and I would drop my pants and be like, hey, right? Like, here I am. Are you ready for me? And what was she saying? She was like, no, like, what are you doing? I don't want to have sex with you. I don't want to have anything to do with you. You haven't been here, right? So then I would get mad and then I would work some more and then I would come home and she would be passed out on the couch, tired, with a sick kid on her stomach. And then the kitchen would be piled with dirty dishes, the trash needed to be taken out, there was dirty clothes everywhere, and I'd get pissed off of her because she wasn't being the wife that she needed to be, right? But in the end, what all that this whole thing centered around was my inability to connect with her, was my inability to appreciate her, was my inability to see her for who she really was and provide the things that she really needed. And so it drove a wedge between us, and we slowly started to separate further and further apart until we ended up becoming basically roommates with rings. My kids, different story. As they grew, right, there were two versions of dad. There was dad that would show up who did not have a bad day at work, and he was fun, and he was laughing, and he was joking, and he wanted to play with them. And then there was asshole dad who would show up pissed off, again, that the house was dirty, that they hadn't done their homework, blah, 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 blah. And it got to the point where there was a period of time where my kids would run and hide when they heard the garage because they didn't know which version of dad was going to show up, asshole dad or happy dad. That's a problem. And so I had to learn, right? I had to learn, how is it that I build a connection with my family without spending hours upon hours upon hours during the day? How was it that I connect with my wife and show her that I appreciate her? How is it that I tell my kids that I love them and show them that I love them, right? This was the biggest problem that I had to overcome. And so what we created inside of balance is an opportunity for you every single day, again, to be in a position of advantage, to be proactive. We gave you an opportunity so you could connect. Now, how do we do that? We do that a couple different ways, right? So we're connecting with our partner and our posterity, our significant other and our kids. And we do that through a couple different means. Let's start with a partner. So number one is you need to quit demanding things from the other side. See, our relationship shifted when I quit demanding things from her and then started focusing on giving. Giving without the expectation of something in return. It would be random acts of kindness like flowers. It would be regular date night. It would be doing something nice for her like picking up the groceries or cooking dinner, right? Without the expectation of something in return. On top of that, every single day was the focus on investing in her, right? And so every single day I would either send her a sticky note, of which she has a box of, she still has them when I started sending them. Sticky note, a text message, a voice note, a video, something that showed how much I appreciated her for who she was. And it would be a note that would say, I love you because, I appreciate you because, I'm thankful for this, right? Or it could be something like, hey, do you remember when we first met, how you were trying to eat a Carl's Jr. burger and I slapped it out of your hand? Yes, that really happened, right? But you could see that I even laughed at that moment and she would laugh at it as well. And so what I'm doing is I'm building that connection, simple messages that connect daily, that show gratitude, show love, and show appreciation. That's ultimately what matters. It won't take you very long, 30 seconds, max a minute. But that means an immense amount to her, building that connection. With your kids, what is it that you focus on? Well, it kind of depends on the age of your kids, right? If they're younger kids, drawings would mean something. right? You could leave them drawings, or you could draw something on the mirror. You could write them little notes. Kids love notes. You could do videos. You could do text messages. My kids, especially recently, it's been memes. Mike Tyson memes. Go figure. But it's been memes, right? And it helps us connect on a level where we wouldn't have connected before. And yes, I tell them I love them. And yes, I tell them I appreciate them. And yes, I tell them I'm proud of them. Those things go into it as well. But I'm really focused on building a connection to the point that my daughter now, who's in college, where before we had no relationship, she calls me multiple times a day. Now, how many of you would like to have that type of relationship with your daughter, whether she lives at home or not? I'm telling you it's possible. It's possible by investing consistently, that commitment to ruthless results every single day. So today, your assignment is very simple. I want you to make a deposit into your significant other today. Take a picture of what your deposit was and post it in the group. Extra bonus points, deposit something for your kids as well. That's it. You guys know what time it is. It's time to get after it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go.